and I would really appreciate it if you would stop Rob Taylor from blathering on and on.
Opinions expressed by talk show hosts, callers, or guests on the Rob Taylor Report do not necessarily represent the opinions of the hosting platform, subsidiaries, sponsors, or possibly anyone else on the planet or the known universe. From the tinfoil and lead-lined broadcast bunker on the beautiful southern coast of Oregon, it's the Rob Taylor Report. So strap yourself in. Your weekly political therapy session is about to begin. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, the nearly famous Rob Taylor.
Thank you, Johnny. Hello, Oregon. Hello, America and beyond. And I want to thank you all for joining me today. It's going to be a real quick show. There's not much to talk about because we are doing a lot of things out here. I'm at the headquarters right now, and we're getting ready for that big event that we're having at the Egyptian Theater. It's going to be huge. We're probably going to sell out, which means we're going to have 700 people out there, 700 conservatives, plus some who want to come out and see this event happen. And all I'm asking is that the people who are protesting, the people who are attending this event, let's all just get along. We can have our difference of opinion. They can protest, we can have our event, and it can all go very peacefully. And that's all we're asking. I don't want anyone on their side to get hurt. I don't want anyone, especially on our side, to get hurt. And I don't want any kids or women or people who are elderly who are may have health issues. I don't want them to have to get up and worry about a lot of these protesters getting in their face, spitting on them, and doing other things to harass them. I don't think that's going to happen. I hope it's not going to happen. I've reached out to Marlo. She's the one who's organizing one of the counter protests, and I'll be talking to her later tonight to discuss, some of the things that we have in common and maybe some of the things we disagree upon. She was going to come on the show, but she had another podcast scheduled, which, hey, that's perfectly fine. We can do this. We can all do this and get along, and we can have really a good protest out there around the Egyptian and then have a good event on the inside. I'd like to see both events go down without a hitch. That would be my dream for this whole event. And I'll tell you, I talked to the crew, the Mo Bannon crew. I talked to them earlier this morning, and they are excited to come out here. They are really thrilled that we're opening them up with welcome arms, and we're letting them in and to see what we got going on here in Coos County. If you're not a big fan of the War Room, my first question would be, why not? Why not? Why wouldn't you watch such a great advisor, such a great political analyst as Steve Bannon and his daughter, Mo Bannon? She's writing the operations of that show, the War Room show that you can find on Real American Voice. I don't watch a lot of news sources much anymore, but I do watch Real America's Voice, and I do watch Steve Bannon and, of course, Mo Bannon almost every day on Real America Voice. If not, I can catch him on the podcast. But I'm a big fan of his. I do believe that we've got some geopolitical threats to our country that we do have to deal with. And so me, just a guy in Coos Bay, I don't know what's going on in Washington. I don't know what the intelligence agencies know. I don't know what the presidents know. He's privy to information I just don't have. But I can tell you that it does appear that we are under threat nonstop. People want to change our government and turn it into a socialist, collectivist type of government. I'm not sure what their what their view of what they want to turn this country into. But it's happening. It's still happening. You can call it a color revolution. You can call it a Marxist revolution. You can call it whatever you want, but they're using everything that's happening on the streets out there as far as the riots and all the other issues to try to engage, get people to engage with them. And that's the last thing we should do as Republicans. So one of the things I want to tell you guys, when you go to this event, don't engage with these people. If they're calling you names, they're screaming at you, they're hollering at you, don't give them any energy. It's not worth it. You cannot reason with a lot of these people. Some of them you can, but you're probably not going to find them at the protests when they're yelling and screaming. So my advice is just don't engage. Walk by peacefully and show them that you're a professional, upstanding person who just wants to attend a nice local event and see some nationally renowned speakers right here in Coos Bay. We're going to get people from all around the country coming in here. We've got Nolan Crombie. He's from Oregon, but he's been doing rounds for the Turning Point USA group. He's traveled some parts of the country. Lincoln, I believe, has also traveled the country on speaking tours. And so these gentlemen are going to come out here, and this is going to be a really, really great thing that's going to happen for us. And I hope all of you who are attending, that's all we want. We just want a peaceful event to go down and everyone to be well. I got a video I want to play for you guys because what I'm telling you now was said much better by TJ. TJ, he does the Stocks Family Farm videos. He's the one who goes out to the local No Kings rally and videotapes our local Democrats and some of the local leftists out here. And it's a great thing to see them out there being able to live. You know, they say that they don't want no kings. Well, I watch these people on Stock Families Farms video, and there's nobody stopping them from protesting. If we had a king in this country, wouldn't a king stop people from protesting them? I think they would. Wouldn't a dictator clamp down on anyone who's protesting? Yeah, I would say probably so. So I don't know where these people are talking about a dictator or a king that's taking over our country. Trump was elected in duly, just like every other president, except for maybe, say, Biden. I don't know. That was just a weird election. But Trump was duly elected in the 2024 election, and this is what people voted for. And that's the way this country is run. And so it's just irritating that they're just relentless on people on our side. And so Stocks Family Farms, who's been out there filming these people, he's had to engage, because you can't film people and not engage a little bit. And he asks them questions, and he asks them pretty intelligent questions. And you can see their responses. I'm going to put this channel. Let me see if I can share this channel, because he just did a video, and I think you all should check it out. It's really interesting. Let me see if I can get this to share. All right, now let's see if I can get it on stage. Ooh, there we go. And I'm going to play this video. It's just a couple of minutes long, but it goes into detail exactly the way you should be behaving. And by the way, TJ, thank you for doing this video. I still plan on having you on the show to talk about what you're doing out there on the boardwalk when you film people every week. I think that's a wonderful thing that you're doing. And it's good to see what's happening in our community. I personally don't attend those protests because I don't want them to get the idea that I'm trying to incite them or to somehow attack them. And so I stay away from the protest. But I'm glad there's people like you out there who do go to these protests and really see what's going on. Let me play this video for you, and you can check it out.
So for those of you seeing this now that don't know who I am, my name is TJ. My YouTube channel is Family Farm. I am the only conservative person that goes to all the local Coos Bay Democrat protests. And this message is for anyone planning on attending the Turning Point USA event next week on the 29th. 10 points that I think are very important. And as someone who acts with them, on a regular basis. This is very important that we do this because, and so listen to my 10 points. And if you want to give me feedback, go ahead. But these people do not have any intention to communicate. They only want to disrupt this event and trap us. They are going to say anything that they can. They want us to be, point two is they want us to be what they picture in their head that we are. They picture us as violent, conservative, MAGA, Nazis, and all that stuff. We can't be that. They want to be able to say that they're the victim. They're going to be filming as well. They're going to have a lot of people yelling at us and stuff. And they want us to look bad. And we can't allow them to have that. What we want to do is we want to thank them. We want to thank them for coming out and supporting their First Amendment rights. Okay. We're happy that they're supporting the Constitution, but we cannot engage. We cannot have those conversations because that's not what they're there for. They're there to disrupt us and make us look bad. They're going to cuss at us, and they'll call us names that we can't react. If you get called a Nazi, just kind of laugh it off because obviously we know we're not Nazis, and we're all targets. Every single one of us is a target. They put out a notice on Facebook today saying that if you have any interactions with a precinct committee persons or whatever, to let them know so that they can handle it and show that we're bad. We can't be bad. Okay, we're all targets. One thing that we might be able to do is like right after our flag waving, like in the beginning, maybe we all get together for a group prayer and we pray for them. Pray for their understanding, pray for their forgiveness, pray for them to understand what they're doing. We need to avoid confrontation at all costs. And if we do have confrontations, we report it to the police. And the police are on our side as long as we're acting properly. I think it's important. I think this is an important message. And I really think that any of us going to this Turning Point event, we need to know how to handle these protests. And that's come from somebody that has.
So there you have it. There you have it. Pretty much he said what I said. We just, these people, they want to make us screw up. They want us to be bad. They want us to get angry. Let's don't give it to them. Let's don't feed them. We don't want to feed this beast. And so we're going to let it go. Let's see. Ashley, she makes a comment. Roseburg mayor has held his seat more than 25 years. Democrats will here love him. That doesn't surprise me. Doesn't surprise me. David Morris says, I hope to be there. I hope you're there too, David. That would be nice. It'd be very nice to see you there. Peggy says, I agree. And I know it's strange that for a fascist Nazi that I would be asking for peace and cooperation. I don't know. And it even sounds a little inclusive. I'm including everyone, even the protesters. Yeah, you guys out there, like I said, they're really good at antagonizing people. They're really good at trying to trigger people. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. Be professional. Be professional. Be stern. And by the way, I'm not saying not to defend yourself. Someone attacks you. Someone does something horrible. There's going to be police there. There's going to be security there. You let them know, and we'll take care of it. The police will take care of it. The police have promised that they're going to do everything they can to make sure this goes down very successfully. Danny Mayer says, just 1A the crap out of everything. I'm extreme center as Patriot should be, all extreme to Yahweh. Yahweh. Police are not helping. Yeah, they may not, but they said they would. And the last times that I had to work with the Coos Bay Police Department, they did what we needed them to do. We kept out protesters. We were able to keep out people who were causing trouble. And the police didn't seem to have a problem taking care of it then at other rallies. So I don't know why they wouldn't be there for this one. Danny says 2A everywhere all the time. And that's another thing. This is something interesting. No, I don't know if you guys have seen that video from Minneapolis where the guy who interfered with the police, obstructing them from performing their duty, got shot. He got shot. And one of the first things the Republicans came out and they said is that you don't take a gun to a protest. Now, I don't know. I've been doing gun rallies and gun protests for 30 years, and every single one of them, I've always had a gun. And you know how many times people have been shot at those rallies or protests? Zero, no casualties whatsoever. I can't even think of anyone getting hurt. No one's ever been hurt, much less shot at one of my rallies or one of my protests. So we've been doing this a long time. I'm not too worried about it. And we will have people there who are armed, trained with those firearms. And we expect that the left will have arms as well. So I don't really see this going south that way. The only things that we have to worry about, Danny, is the extremists on both sides. You know, we get these Antifa types in here, and then we get a couple of our Patriot guys who just don't have any control over themselves. If those two people meet, that's where we're going to have a problem. The extremes on both sides, that's where we're going to have a problem if these people meet. So, yeah, I don't know. We will see as we go along. We will see as we go along. Like I said, today's show is not going to be on very much. I'm going to show you. Let me see if I can pull up these images. The ticket sale. I believe we still have a few tickets left at the Egyptian. Let me pop that up for you and open that. Okay, it didn't open. Why didn't you open? Okay, there we go. Let's add this to the stage. Right there, if you're still looking to buy tickets, you still have a couple of days left. I think there's a few tickets left. They're going fast, folks. We're going to sell out. Like I said, I think we're going to have 700 people in this theater. If you scan that QR code on the screen, it'll take you to a place where you can register to purchase those tickets. That's just one of the things that we're doing here. Let me see. And on Friday, of course, we have the concert. This past weekend, I got to meet Brandon Hart. I got to meet Brandon Hart. I had to go and meet him in Eugene to talk about the concert because there were some details that we lined up. And I thought, well, I'll just drive up to Eugene and meet this young man. And boy, he was a stand-up guy. He's a really stand-up guy. He's got a really family man. He had his family with him, which is really cool. They're supposed to all show up for this concert. And so we're pretty thrilled about that. Let me see if I can get the picture up of the concert here. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, let me get the picture up of the concert here. Oh, of course. Wow. Okay, so I can't seem to get that up. Okay. That's a problem. I hate when that happens. Let's see. David Morris says, I plan on buying one at the door. Yeah, they will have about 100 left at the door. Once they get to 500, they'll cut it off online sales, and then they'll have about 100 to 140 left at the door. We're bringing in a group of Christian school kids, and they're going to take up about 60 seats. So right now we have about 560 people. So get your tickets fast if you want to get them online. And yes, they should have some still left at the door. Steve Noy says, Coos Bay Police are in. I will keep my composure as I walk through the Steve Prefontaine Memorial Fiddle Night. Yeah, and everyone should. There's no reason to get upset. I mean, we're going to go to a great event. We're going to listen to really good speakers. We're really not going to be disturbed by anyone on the outside because why? Well, it's a cement building. You can't hear anyone, and they're about a half a building away. That's not a big deal. And then on top of that, if anyone gives us a problem on the inside, we immediately have them trespassed from the Egyptian theater. So if you're planning on coming to the Egyptian theater and causing trouble, yeah, you'll find yourself being trespassed And I think Jill was talking about a lifetime ban. We were looking into that. I don't know what she found out, but she can't have you trespassed for disturbing the people in the audience and disturbing a show. And we won't tolerate that. I certainly, and I don't understand why anyone, I don't know the mindset of somebody who would show up to an event, pay tickets, go to an event, and then cause a disturbance. Why would you do that? I see it all the time on TV. I've never done it myself. I mean, and I'm a guy I've spoken at hundreds and hundreds of public meetings, public comment sections of the city councils and all the other districts around here. I speak all the time. Never once have I ever gone to an event just to disrupt an event. That in itself, if there are people who bought tickets and plan on coming inside the theater, you are the lowest form of life, because you really, you say you stand for the First Amendment, but yet you want to silence us and stop us by coming into our event and shutting us down from the inside. It's not going to happen. We've got security there who will remove you. The police will trespass you. Jill is going to make an impassioned speech at the beginning, letting you know that you will be trespassed from the theater if this continues. And I will tell you right now, I give Jill Rasmussen, the director of that theater, I give her 100% props. She's a registered Democrat, and she's like all the other Democrats I know. Most Democrats I know are normal, average, everyday people. I had a lot of them in here signing my petition, our petition. We have several petitions going on. And right now, if you want to sign those petitions, you can come in and to the headquarters. I'm at the headquarters at 3229. Newmark, Broadway, 3229 Broadway in Newmark, right in the Newmark Plaza. But you can sign the petitions here. And so that's, we're doing all this stuff. We're doing all this stuff. And so I have to give kudos to Jill for standing her ground, even though she's a Democrat, even though there are people who have given her death threats, even though there are people who have threatened to never go to the theater again. She is still hung strong, and she's not backing down. And I love this woman. Jill, I give you props, ma'am, because you are doing what every American should be doing when they are faced with the leftist mob. And that's partly what's going on here. We're going to see a mob on Thursday. Well, that's socialism. Socialism is all about collectivism. Collectivism is what? It's the mob. And individualism, that's what I preach. Individualism is about, you. It's all about you. Now, do you see, if you don't want to be part of the collective, then the collective, well, they have no problem excluding you. Even though they say they're inclusive, they have no problem excluding you. And if you got the collective against you as an individual, what you have is the mob against the one, against the individual, against you. And that's why I don't believe in these collectivist ideologies. They always go bad. They always go bad. Capitalism is the only proper way to encourage people to do the best and be the best that they can be. So I give it 100% to capitalism over socialism, over the collectivists, because I don't want to be part of the mob. And when we go there this Thursday, that's what you're going to see. You're going to see the mob. And so socialism is about the collective. So that's a figurative thing in an ideological thought. You know what I mean? If you're talking just about ideology, collectivism and socialism, it's the mob. Well, we're going to see that mob in action on Thursday. That mob is going to be those there. And so this is why you don't need to engage them. What you need to do is learn from them, watch them and listen to them, film them if you can. Before I go any further, I've got to get to some of these comments. Danny says, tactics of Marxist, Communist, Democrat, Republicans. Yeah, and he's right. Democrat, Republicans, they're all the same. They're all the same. I belong to the Republican Party, but I can tell you now, I'm not a big fan of a lot of Republicans are here in Oregon. There's a lot of turncoats in here. And, we would have a better state if some of these Republicans weren't such turncoats. That's why I joined the party, so I can help change and direct the party. That's all I'm asking for. And if I got to deal with one of the major political parties, I'm going to at least deal with the one that claims it's all about freedom and freedom of speech and America first and all those good things, not the collective that wants to steal everything I own just to give it to a bunch of people I didn't like in the first place. So Ashley Hicks says 100%. Yeah, 100%, Ashley. You're damn right. Debbie says definitely. Thank you, Deb. Stocks Family Farm says the people that are going to be there aren't the old people I have conversations with, guaranteed. And he may be right. This is the thing. They're going to send in the A-team on this. They're going to have the worst of the worst coming in. And I hope not, because there's so much going on in Portland, so much going on in Eugene. I hope that ICE is distracting them and they won't be there. But we may have some of the worst show up. Once again, don't engage. We'll have the police there. We'll have security there. We just want you to go to the event and have a good time. But listen and learn, because that's the mob. If you're showing up to this event and you have children, I want you to tell your children to notice what these people are going to do on the left, to see their actions, to see how they behave in public. Because I think if more kids were watching what these supposed adults are doing, a lot of them would be turned off. I think that's why there's a lot of young people who are switching to the conservative side, because they are turned off by what they see in the streets, by what they see the left doing. The signs, just the signs they hold are insulting. I like to cuss myself, but I'll tell you what, some of the vulgar, disgusting signs I've seen on that boardwalk, I mean, you should be ashamed of yourself, some of you people. Danny says, unity for accountability just for a minute would be cool. Yeah, sure would. Peggy says, please comment on confirmed security. Yes, we've got confirmed security. We will have our guys there. We'll have people there for each of the guests. We will have the police, the Coos Bay Police Department. And here's the thing. If we got 700 people showing up, and some of these people are the pillars of our community. These are elected officials. These are pastors. These are doctors. These are lawyers. These are their kids who go to these really nice Christian schools who are coming to this event. So I would think if I was a leftist, I would be on my best behavior. But I can guarantee you the police are not going to let anything happen to this crowd. They're not going to let anything happen to this crowd because the police know that some very influential people are showing up for this event. And that's why if anything, that's the reason I know the police will react. Just my thought. Danny says, no secrets for me in the light. Yeah, security is an illusion. Be prepared. Security is illusion. That's like when people go, this is always my favorite expression of the teachers at the elementary school when my son was going to school. They would tell my son that there are safe places. I got news for you. There is no safe place. Every place, everywhere has its inherent dangers. And you have to be the eager beaver and a good Boy Scout and be prepared for all those dangers that could come upon you. So Danny is right. Security is an illusion. Control is an illusion. Everything happens at its own place and its own time, and every incident is unique and different. Don't think you're special. Ain't none of us are special. But we're going to find out what we're made of coming this Thursday. Let's see. Peggy Rent says, thank you. No problem, Peggy. Just wanted to reassure you, we are going to be tight. We're going to be really tight. From what I understand, the security that's hanging out with Mo, that's coming in with, who's coming in with Mo, Steve Bannon's daughter, that's Steve Bannon's hand-picked security team. That's his security team. That's how much he loves his daughter. So we're going to see some really spectacular people come out here. And this is going to be a really interesting event. I don't care how many protesters show up. We're going to have a great time. We're going to have a great time. I wish this Danny, are you going to be there? Those minions are ridiculous. Yeah, aren't they? Jill says, can you mention no bags allowed and mask must be removed for cameras as entering, but can be put back on, please? Yes, Jill. Once again, Jill, you get the award for one badass chick this month. That's right. I'm gonna start this. We're gonna start awards for badass chicks, and you're getting one this month. January is Jill Rasmussen month. It's one badass chick who's doing an amazing job. Thank you so much. And by the way, if you enjoy going to the Egyptian, you might want to contribute to the Egyptian. Damn, it's 100 years old. I mean, maybe we should start looking into taking care of it. And I'd like to see more of individuals giving to this theater and more of our tax dollars going to it. Because I think we do a lot more with people contributing to that theater. I think we have a good thing. But remember, like Jill said, no big bags, nothing bigger than a bowling ball. But you can't bring a bowling ball either. But no bags. We really don't want any bags or backpacks. And remember, if you have a mask on, you will have to show your mask so that we know that you are who you say you are. We just want to make sure that the people coming into the theater aren't bad people. We don't want no bad hombres, as the president would say. No bad hombres. Jill says, month. I want a freaking year. You got it, lady. You got it. And Jill is she's just incredible to work with. If you are anyone who, if you're not political, because I don't want to put this on Jill again, but if you're someone who needs a venue that could use a theater like the Egyptian Theater, it's really incredibly affordable, which of course after us, she'll probably be increasing her prices. But to be honest with you, though, the folks out there, the theater is a great resource. If you have a community event, you've got speakers coming in, you've got a video or movie that you want to show, man, I would recommend the theater. And if you haven't been down to the Egyptian Theater, you need to get your ass on down to the Egyptian Theater and check that place out. We took a couple of people who were on our security team who live in Coos County, but never been to the Egyptian Theater. And so she took them on a tour, and they were walking around just blown away how beautiful this theater is. I mean, it's a little cramped. It's an old style building, but it's 100 years old. I mean, I'm built the same way. I'm not quite 100 though. So the Egyptian it's something that we should cherish. We have, those theaters were built back in the 40s and the 50s. Well, I guess this one was built back in the 20s if it's 100 years old. And these were Art Deco theaters that went out all over the Southwest. If you go to, I think there's one in Denver, Colorado. They have one very similar to the Egyptian. And there's one in New Mexico, in Albuquerque, called the Aztec Theater. Beautiful place. And so we need to start cherishing those things and appreciating what we have and appreciating people who run it like Jill. And Jill, we're going to give you the whole year. We're giving you the whole year. Yeah, let's see. It was funny. I was talking to my friend Chris Brumbles. He works with OFF, Oregon Firearms Federation, and I was trying to get him down here for the dinner, but I was talking to him, and he used to live here in Coos County, and he got caught making out with some chick up in the balcony. That was his high school story of being at the Egyptian Theater. So that's cool. That's cool because he's an old guy like me. So he can remember way back when he was able to make out with the chicks at the Egyptian Theater. And they play some good old movies. So if you're a young single man and you're looking for a place to take the ladies, I would recommend a nice old movie at the Egyptian Theater. Be nice. Everyone be nice. Okay, Danny, what do you guys say? Watching from Deep State, New Mexico, home of Epstein Zorro Ranch. Wow. New Mexico. Where are you at in New Mexico? Yeah, I mean, you don't have to give the specific locations. And I did remember, yeah, was that the name of the Epstein Ranch? The Zorro Ranch? The Masked Bandit. Danny says, vet me. Maybe. Let's see, Anthony Dixon. Hey, Anthony, good to see you. I've never been. Why not? Why not, Anthony? You need to go to the Egyptian. Go online. Let me show you the QR code. Just get your phone out, do the QR code, get a ticket right now online, take your lovely wife and go to this beautiful event. Now you're going to have to ignore the protesters, but that's okay. You're going to get to learn a lot. You'll love it. Trust me, Anthony, you'll love it. Danny says, where am I? I don't know. I have no idea, Danny. And Jill says, oh my God. Yeah. Good to know. Ashley Hicks says, good to know. I wonder if the venue could host a Travel Oregon event or a League of Oregon Cities conference or an Oregon Recreation Symposium. And I guarantee you they could. That theater could probably do that. So Jill, if you're still watching, this is Ashley Hicks. I believe Ashley Hicks was a former city councilor from Roseburg, but she's involved with Travel Oregon, League of Oregon Cities, or Oregon Recreation Symposium, or at least she has some connection with them. And I guess she may be calling you to rent out the theater. And I can guarantee you, nobody's going to protest that stuff. Nobody's going to protest Travel Oregon because we all want to travel somewhere. Let's see. Steve Nice says, Jill deserves a decade. I pledge $1,000 to the Egyptian Theater Coos Bay. Woohoo! All right. Out of sight and dynamite. That's great. Thank you, Steve. He kicks ass. He really kicks ass. This guy has been working his, off to really get this show or to get this whole 3 events that we got going on off the floor, man. He's really stepped up. We appreciate everything Steve does. Thank you for watching. Let's see. I'm a very immature 60-year-old. Yeah, me too. Wow, you described me to a T, and a very immature 60-year-old. Hey, Danny, let me ask you, you're in New Mexico. Did you go to high school in New Mexico? You just visiting there? I'm not sure where I picked you up at, but just wondering. Anthony says, you never know. You never know. I hope so, Anthony. I hope you get down here. And David Moore says, I went there on a date and watched the movie and went across the street to Bennett's to get engaged. And I think that's Benetti's. Bennett's is good. It probably word perfect or word spell check. I'm always putting stuff out there, and that spell check is just always, what can I say? Well, that's pretty much all I had for you, folks. I really didn't have a lot to talk about. I just wanted to get everyone up on speed on what we're doing. We're going to be having early time meetings and organizing. Like I said, we got a lot of people coming in, and this isn't just the 3 events that we're doing. We've got the private dinner, which we're not talking about. That's all sealed. That's a sealed deal. So we're not talking about that. But then we got Thursday night, the Egyptian Theater, and the Egyptian Theater. That's going to be exciting. And then on Friday, we've got Brandon Hart coming in. Great young man, does great country music. This is going to be really good stuff. But during the day, Turning Point USA is going to be meeting with several of the private high schools because some of them want to start their own Turning Point chapters. And if you're someone who is a kid of a high school student who wants to start their own Turning Point chapter, let them know that all they have to do is you can get in touch with Turning Point, but all you have to do is go to your principal and let them know you want to start a club. They allow gay sex association clubs at school. This is happening at your middle school and at your high school. The GSA club, I think, is what it's called. And they allow those type of clubs at your school. Well, why don't you give your kid a choice? Why don't let those kids who want to be, well, not dirty little heathens, those kids who want to be good, let them be good and let them have their Turning Point group in the schools. That would be a good thing. And really, the principal, if any of you kids go to your principal, they can't turn you down. And if they do turn you down, you give an email over to rob@robtaylorreport.com, and we'll have a word with that principal, because he can't stop you from creating your own Turning Point USA club. And I got a school board member here who would probably back me up. Would you back me up on that, Carol? Yes, Carol Yardley's here. She's stamping posters. Don't ask. It's a crazy world. But yeah, anyone out there who wants to start their own Turning Point USA group in a high school, you can do it. Just go to your principal, and if your principal gives you any flack, you send me, Rob Taylor, an email, rob@robtaylorreport.com. And I know a couple attorneys who would love to help you sue that principal. Not the North Bend principal. They're good. They're good. They're really good over there. They'll take care of you. But we'll get some of those started here in this county and give kids an alternative. Wouldn't you like to do that? I know a horrible thing, wanting kids to be more civic minded, to know their history, to know about religion, to know that there are other things available than sex, drugs, and rock and roll, that there are alternatives to life than just being a deviant. And yeah, we will do it. We will do it. Steve Nye says the security needs to be cool, no violence. The security is very cool. Our security are great guys. We are working with some really good people who, there's a couple of new ones I haven't met yet, but most of them I know. I've worked with them before, and we'll be okay. We'll be okay. Security is good. And Deb says, make them famous. I'll try. We'll make them famous as we can. Steve says, the people I have met planning this amazing, Doug, Gail, Carol, Elmer, amazing people. It really brought a lot of really cool people together. And it's not easy. It's not easy working on a committee. I mean, it's like herding cats. We all have our own ideas and what we want to do and how we want to get it done. And then you have to vote on it, and then we'll talk about it again, and then we re-vote on it. It's nuts. Yeah. It's nuts, but that's okay. We'll get it done. So I want to thank you all for tuning in. I hope to see you this Thursday. And keep watching me on Facebook, because on Facebook, I'll probably be doing a few short reels. Is that what the kids are calling it? You got to do the reels. I don't know what they are. I have no idea. But I'm just going to do some short videos on Facebook and let that fly. So if you're on my Facebook page, you'll probably catch it there. Telling you what we're doing, keeping you up with how the event's going. So stay tuned. It's going to be fun. I want to thank you all for tuning in. And till next time, you know what I always say, folks? Carry on, Coos County. Carry on.